Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief Show. I'm your host, Jenny. Today, we're diving into the fierce tropical storm Ragasa, which is gearing up to hit Hong Kong with winds soaring past 210 km/h, faster than the notorious Super Typhoon Hato back in 2017. The Hong Kong Observatory has already issued an amber rainstorm warning, and residents are advised to stay alert as the storm could cause serious storm surges along the coast. Several airlines are even offering free rebooking to help travelers affected by this powerful weather event. Plus, ongoing rain linked to another storm, Mitag, is adding to the city's weather woes. Please continue to stay tuned for more details. Next up, a major breakthrough in wildlife crime enforcement, Hong Kong's first ever conviction related to wildlife money laundering. A 37-year-old man was sentenced to 40 months in prison for laundering 6.7 million Hong Kong dollars connected to smuggling endangered corals and food. This case marks a significant step forward in tackling illegal animal trade, demonstrating how new laws are helping authorities seize assets and crack down on criminal networks. It's a proud moment for Hong Kong's efforts in protecting wildlife and fighting illegal trafficking. Finally, let's talk about the rising dengue fever cases in Hong Kong. Thanks to global warming and increased international travel, imported cases have surged from dozens to over 100 annually. Climate change creates perfect breeding conditions for mosquitoes like Aedes albopictus, which spreads dengue and chikungunya. Although most cases are imported, local outbreaks are also happening, posing a real health risk. Experts are urging residents to take precautions, use insect repellent, eliminate stagnant water, and stay vigilant. That's all for today's update. Please continue to stay with us for more detailed insights. CNN reports that tropical storm Ragasa is rapidly intensifying in the western Pacific, with forecasts predicting it will evolve into a super typhoon capable of unleashing wind speeds of up to 210 km/h, 130 miles per hour. This exceeds the destructive force of Super Typhoon Hato in 2017, which had winds of 185 km/h, and approaches the terrifying gusts of Mangkhut, which topped 250 km/h in 2018. As Ragasa approaches the Luzon Strait and edges closer to Guangdong, the storm's broad circulation is expected to cause severe weather across the region, including dangerous storm surges that could elevate sea levels to those seen in past catastrophic events. Hong Kong's authorities are on high alert, with airlines offering free rebooking for flights affected by the storm, and residents are urged to report flooding and prepare for intense rain and thunderstorms. The Hong Kong Observatory has issued an amber rainstorm warning, emphasizing the potential for significant weather deterioration as Ragasa's winds and surges threaten coastal areas, echoing the destructive impacts of past super typhoons. Yahoo News highlights that Ragasa, known locally as Nando in the Philippines, has reached typhoon status and is on track to become a Category 4 hurricane by early next week. Satellite imagery reveals a well-defined eye forming as the cyclone moves into the Luzon Strait, with water temperatures in the region conducive to rapid intensification. While the storm is expected to stay south of Taiwan, it will likely brush the northern Philippines and drift westward into the South China Sea, bringing heavy rains and potential flooding to Vietnam and Laos. The Joint Typhoon Warning Center predicts Ragasa's final landfall will occur west of Hong Kong, with its slow movement possibly resulting in prolonged rainfall and flooding. Alongside Ragasa, Typhoon Mitag is also forecasted to grow stronger, adopting an annular shape that signifies resilience against environmental challenges, which could prolong its lifespan. This season has been unusually slow to develop, with Ragasa and Mitag marking the 18th and 19th named storms, but experts warn that additional disturbances might form, although none are expected to match Ragasa's intensity. The South China Morning Post reports a groundbreaking case in Hong Kong where a 37-year-old man was convicted of money laundering linked to wildlife trafficking, marking the city's first such conviction. This case involved approximately 6.7 million Hong Kong dollars derived from illegal wildlife trade, including endangered corals and other species, highlighting the effectiveness of recent legal amendments that allow authorities to seize assets and pursue financial investigations. Experts like Sam Inglis praised the case as a positive step, emphasizing that the enhanced sentencing and financial probes demonstrate a serious commitment to combat wildlife crimes, which often involve complex financial schemes. The case was initiated after customs intercepted a suspicious cargo vessel near Chengchao, containing endangered species protected under CITES, underscoring the city's role in safeguarding global biodiversity. The amended legislation, enacted in 2021, has empowered authorities to access critical financial documents and impose harsher penalties, providing a stronger legal framework against wildlife crimes. This conviction sets a precedent, illustrating that Hong Kong is actively applying anti-money laundering laws to wildlife trafficking, thereby reinforcing global efforts to curb illegal wildlife trade. The case also involved a subsequent financial investigation that uncovered broader criminal activities, demonstrating the importance of financial intelligence in wildlife law enforcement. According to the South China Morning Post, Hong Kong is experiencing a significant rise in mosquito-borne diseases, particularly dengue fever, driven by climate change and increased global travel. The city has seen a sharp increase in imported dengue cases, with numbers rising from dozens to over 100 annually in recent years, reflecting the growing threat of diseases carried by mosquitoes like Aedes albopictus. The outbreak in 2018, which caused local infections, exemplifies the potential for imported cases to spark community-wide transmission, especially as warmer and more humid summers create ideal breeding conditions for mosquitoes. Experts like Mark Chung and Ho Kin Fai warn that global warming and increased rainfall contribute to the proliferation of stagnant water, which serves as breeding grounds for these insects, heightening the risk of outbreaks. The surge in cross-border travel, with passenger numbers rebounding post-pandemic, further facilitates the importation of viruses like dengue and chikungunya, emphasizing the interconnectedness of global mobility and disease spread. The rising temperatures, accelerating at a rate of 0.37 degrees Celsius per decade since 1995, compound the problem by potentially increasing viral mutation risks, making disease control more challenging. Health authorities recommend preventative measures such as using insect repellent and eliminating stagnant water to reduce infection risks amid these changing environmental conditions. Adrian Cheng's departure from New World Development has led to the launch of Almond Group, a new enterprise focusing on transformative industries such as culture, healthcare, and digital assets, reports the South China Morning Post. The 45-year-old entrepreneur aims to expand into emerging markets across Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and mainland China, positioning Almond as a pioneer in the evolving global economy. His vision involves breaking boundaries in digital and virtual assets, building on his previous efforts at NWD to integrate arts, culture, and sustainability into real estate developments like Victoria Dockside and K11 Musea. Cheng's new venture reflects his commitment to shaping future industries, emphasizing innovation in cultural experiences and technological advancements. Having resigned from NWD earlier this year, Cheng is now dedicated to fostering a new ecosystem that aligns with the rapid pace of global change. His background as a Harvard-educated leader and early investor in tech startups underscores his focus on blending creativity with emerging technologies to influence the next generation's economic landscape. The South China Morning Post highlights Stephen Harrison Stratman's viral Instagram series exploring Hong Kong's libraries, which serve as nostalgic time capsules for many viewers. Stratman, an American expatriate who first arrived in Hong Kong in 2016, has documented his visits to libraries across the city, capturing their architecture, community role, and the everyday lives of visitors. His videos, which often include historical commentary and personal reflections, have garnered nearly 30,000 followers and millions of views, resonating especially with Hongkongers who have emigrated and yearn for childhood memories. Stratman's journey began unexpectedly in 2022 when a casual shot of the Hong Kong Central Library evolved into a dedicated project showcasing the city's community hubs, contrasting them with American libraries' isolation. His videos evoke a sense of belonging and nostalgia, emphasizing how libraries in Hong Kong are integrated into neighborhoods and serve as vital communal spaces. Beyond documenting architecture, Stratman's work highlights his passion for reading and storytelling, with his own literary projects and charitable efforts supporting underprivileged youth, exemplifying his deep connection to both Hong Kong and its cultural landscape. The South China Morning Post reports that drone soccer is rapidly gaining popularity among Hong Kong youth, with the city preparing to participate in the inaugural World Cup in South Korea. The sport involves flying drones in tactical matches where players aim to score by maneuvering their drones through hoops, while opponents attempt to block and collide with them. Hong Kong's team, comprising children as young as 8 and teenagers, exemplifies inclusivity and teamwork, with players like 16-year-old Chris Wu praising the game's strategic depth. The sport combines elements of robotics, video gaming, and traditional team sports, requiring coordination, quick reflexes, and tactical thinking. Organized by the Federation of International Drone Soccer Association, Hong Kong has established an operations center and aims to host future international tournaments, aspiring to emulate global leaders like South Korea and Japan. The sport's appeal lies in its accessibility and innovative nature, with officials hoping to expand local participation and showcase Hong Kong's technological ingenuity on the world stage. The upcoming World Cup will feature over 2,500 players from 33 countries, marking a new chapter for Hong Kong's engagement with emerging sports and technological competitions. The SCMP opinion section discusses the recent U.S. Federal Reserve interest rate cut, which provides relief to Hong Kong's economy amid ongoing uncertainties. The U.S. lowered its main rate to 4.25%, with expectations of 2 more cuts by year's end, influencing Hong Kong's monetary policy due to its currency pegged to the dollar. The move has positive implications for the local real estate and stock markets, which are recovering from recent downturns. However, experts caution that global economic risks, including U.S.-China tensions, inflation concerns, and the unpredictable nature of U.S. monetary policy under President Trump's influence, continue to pose challenges. The potential for further rate cuts and capital inflows could sustain a bullish trend but also introduce volatility. Hong Kong's financial authorities advise prudence among borrowers and investors, emphasizing awareness of external risks such as trade tensions and political developments. While easing monetary conditions offer short-term benefits, the overall economic outlook remains uncertain, with geopolitical factors and policy shifts likely to influence future stability. The South China Morning Post covers the latest autumn beauty launches from major brands, showcasing a blend of innovation and elegance. Chanel's Haute Couture Autumn-Winter 2025 makeup collection features minimalist yet striking looks, emphasizing dewy skin and neutral eyeshadows that highlight natural beauty. Hermès Beauty introduces a limited edition line inspired by geometric design and autumnal hues, including lipsticks, nail enamels, and an eyeshadow palette crafted by Grégory's Purplis. Meanwhile, Comme des Garçons Parfaits celebrates its new scent, Max Richter 01, inspired by the composer's musical compositions, offering a sensory journey through unique fragrances. Anna Sui's limited edition mini lotion kit combines playful packaging with targeted skincare, while Prada's new fragrance, Prada Paradigm, embodies contemporary masculinity with woody and amber notes, endorsed by Tom Holland. La Mer's Balancing Treatment Lotion and Rituals Yazakira collection reflect a focus on hydration and natural ingredients, catering to diverse skincare needs. These launches exemplify how the beauty industry continues to innovate, blending artistry with science to meet evolving consumer preferences. South China Morning Post highlights the recent dual listing of Jiasan International Resources at the Astana International Financial Center in Kazakhstan, which has ignited a wave of interest among Kazakh and Chinese companies eager to explore cross-border equity and debt opportunities. This event serves as a significant icebreaker, opening the floodgates for more companies rooted in Kazakhstan and China to follow suit, especially within the Belt and Road Initiative's framework. The Astana International Exchange, AIX, has positioned itself as a pioneering platform offering yuan-denominated instruments, which help mitigate currency risks for Chinese investors while boosting China's international currency ambitions. The AIFC's strategic focus on green development, digital transformation, and infrastructure projects, coupled with its use of English common law and international arbitration, makes it an attractive hub for Chinese capital seeking to penetrate Central Asian markets. Notable deals like the dual-listed yuan bonds by China Construction Bank and Jiasan's historic listing mark milestones in this burgeoning financial corridor, with the Belt and Road Market segment at AIX designed specifically to finance projects along this ambitious route. The South China Morning Post also showcases Carlos Alcaraz's impressive ascent in tennis, underscoring his youthful exuberance and affinity for luxury, particularly his collection of Rolex watches. Fresh off his US Open victory, the 22-year-old Spaniard has become a global icon, not only for his athletic prowess but also for his taste in high-end timepieces. His collection features striking models like the Tiffany blue Rolex Daytona, a vibrant symbol of sportiness and luxury, and a meteorite dial Daytona that captures cosmic allure. Alcaraz's choices reflect his rising status, with watches like the platinum Daytona with diamond accents and the classic black dial Daytona, which he has worn since his early career. His collection also includes sophisticated day-date models in green and black dials, echoing his journey from a talented young athlete to a tennis legend destined for greatness, blending the worlds of sport, style, and status seamlessly. Australian Broadcasting Corporation sheds light on the harsh realities faced by aspiring tennis players like Kara Korhonen, who chase their dreams on a shoestring budget despite the glamour associated with the sport. Korhonen's journey, beginning at age 4 and culminating in competing at the Wagga Wagga ITF tournament, emphasizes that for many players, the pursuit of ranking points and professional advancement often comes at a significant financial cost. With prize money at these tournaments being modest compared to the multi-million-dollar pools of major Grand Slam events, players and their support systems, like Korhonen's mother, often shoulder the financial burden of travel, accommodation, and training. Despite these challenges, Korhonen's resilience is bolstered by her academic pursuit of a psychology degree, which provides her with mental tools to navigate the emotional and financial stresses of her career. Her story underscores the stark contrast between the perceived glamour of professional tennis and the gritty reality of grassroots competition, where passion and perseverance are the true rewards. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation vividly illustrates how social media has transformed from a platform of leisure into a powerful tool for political activism across Asia, igniting protests in countries like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Indonesia, and Nepal. These movements, driven by a new generation fed up with corruption and nepotism, harness platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, and Discord to organize and amplify their voices. The Sri Lankan protests, which lasted over 100 days during an economic crisis, culminated in the fall of the Rajapaksa government, while in Bangladesh, a viral uprising forced Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to flee. In Nepal and Indonesia, social media fueled mass discontent, with misinformation playing a double-edged role, initially rallying support but later leading to violence and chaos. For example, in Nepal, a misinformation campaign involving maps of political residences incited mob violence, burning homes and destroying key government buildings, illustrating how social media can both unite and divide, often with tragic consequences. As these protests grow more sophisticated, authorities face the challenge of managing misinformation, which can escalate unrest and threaten stability, especially with upcoming elections where malicious actors might exploit social media to manipulate public sentiment. Meanwhile, the Toronto Star reports on the darker side of professional misconduct involving a former police officer turned lawyer, Ganesh Balaganthan, who was found to have knowingly assisted in a $1.7 million money laundering scheme. Despite personal hardships, including family health crises, Balaganthan's actions demonstrated a willful ignorance of suspicious activities, such as failed efforts to verify his client's intentions and attempts to wire stolen funds abroad. His involvement highlights a broader problem in Canada, where over $10 million has been stolen from municipal governments through online scams since 2019, often without public awareness. The case underscores how personal stress and inexperience can impair judgment, yet also reveals the systemic vulnerabilities in legal and financial sectors where such schemes can flourish. The incident serves as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance and integrity in safeguarding public resources, especially amid ongoing threats from cybercrime and fraud that continue to threaten trust in institutions. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.